Hi there, welcome to another one of the Outdoor Learning Podcasts. I've got a great book for you, all about outdoor learning, all about the outdoors in fact. It's called Greta and the Giants, based on Greta Thunberg and her battle against climate change. Again, interactive retelling. Pause it if you want to, answer the questions if you want to, and then we'll suggest a couple of activities to do at the end of the video. Thank you.
Greta and the Giants, inspired by Greta Thunberg's stand to save the world. What do you know about Greta Thunberg, and can you make a prediction based on that? Greta lives in a beautiful forest threatened by giants. When the giants first came to the forest, they chopped down trees to make homes. Then they chopped down more trees and made even bigger homes. The houses grew into towns, the towns grew into cities, until now there is hardly any forest left. Luckily, Greta has an idea. What idea do you think this could be? There was once a girl who lived at the heart of a beautiful forest. Her name was Greta. Look at the animals around her. What type of person do you think Greta is? One morning, things weren't quite as they should be. Greta stepped out into her garden, and there, huddled together in the shadows of the trees, were all the animals of the forest. A soft, silvery brown wolf stepped forward with his tail low to the ground. "Please help us," he whispered. "The forest is broken, and we don't know where to go. The giants are ruining our homes." How do you think the giants are ruining their homes? The giants had always been there for as long as Greta could remember, but now they were worse than ever. They were huge lumbering oafs, and they were always busy. They chopped down trees to build homes. Then they chopped down more trees and built bigger homes. The houses grew into towns, and the towns grew into cities. They built factories and shops and cars and planes. They worked all day and all night until eventually there was hardly any forest left. Do you think the giants are evil people? But the greedy giants had forgotten how wonderful the forest was. They didn't see all the little birds and bugs and butterflies and bears that trembled in the shadows, and no one told them to stop because everyone was scared of them. How would you solve this situation? Everyone was scared of them. Everyone except Greta. "Will you help us?" asked the wolf. Greta looked around her. The animals looked tired and sad. She had to help them, but how? Then Greta had an idea. The next morning, Greta went to the middle of the forest and waited for the giants to come. She stood alone, holding a big sign. The sign said, "Stop." She waited and waited. Do you think this is going to have a very big effect? On the first day, the giants didn't see her and lumbered on by, and on the second and third too. But on the fourth day, something strange happened. A little boy who had been watching Greta made a sign and came and sat down next to her. He didn't say much, but Greta knew he felt like she did. Soon, more people and animals saw what they were doing and joined in too. What effect do you think it's going to have now that more people have joined in? Before long, a huge crowd filled the forest, stretching out to the city and the roads beyond. They stood together and waited. The crowd was so huge that the giants were stopped in their tracks. "Please stop," Greta cried. "Your greedy behavior is spoiling our home. You've broken the trees and trampled the flowers, and now the bees and birds have flown away. These animals are homeless and our forest is dying." After Greta had spoken, everything was silent. How do you think the giants reacted? But then everyone in the crowd began to shout, "The smoke from the fires is choking the air, and please stop cutting down the trees. You can help plant some new ones and mend my home. We need to take care of our forest and live together. Will you please try?" they all said. The giants shuffled and fidgeted and stomped their feet on the ground. They were embarrassed and a little bit sad. You see, the giants were so busy building, they didn't see what they were doing to the forest, or the animals who lived there. The giants felt terrible. "We're sorry," they said, and they promised to try harder. So from that day on, the greedy giants weren't so greedy. They slowed down and learnt to sit quietly. They stopped working all the time and instead took up new hobbies. They stopped chopping down trees and learnt all about gardening and living in the forest. They cooked, repaired, tidied, and shared, and before long, the forest became more beautiful than they could ever have imagined.
Right, I hope you enjoyed that book. Great book, isn't it? Really poignant. There's a couple of activities that I want to suggest you to do. One activity, I know this is amazing, it's not outside, it's actually something maybe on the computer or something. It's to have a look and have a research of climate change and then see what you can do to combat climate change, to make the outdoor world that we live in an even better place. So there's that. There's another activity that we could do. We could create a landscape, just like this picture. It's got great artwork in, hasn't it? Just like this picture, and you could have a part of a landscape with lots of things that you maybe don't want in society. Maybe you could put like plastic bottles as buildings, that sort of thing, and then next to it you could have what lovely landscape we can have, things that are usable, reusable, sustainable. You could do something like that, or you could do something like where the giants didn't really know what they were doing, and they learn, where is the page, they learn how to garden. So you could go outside and you can see if your parents will show you, or you could look on Google how to do some gardening and look after the environment that way. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some more activities that you can now do. If you've got any activities you think, oh, this book will help me do this activity, pop it in the comments again. That'd be really great. Thanks for watching. Share the video, like the video, recommend it to your friends. Thank you.